Bring that down a little bit. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing. 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not bad. Guys, welcome to the stream. We're going to get a little bit of work done over here. This is what we're going to be starting to build right now. We have our work truck primed and ready. It has a little bit of paint on it already. There's a lot of cracks and crevices on this thing, so we're going to need to get going right away. All right, there we go. I've got chats open. Fantastic. All right, guys. Let me just come up really quick. Guys, my name is Nathan. I am one of the streamers here at Talk About Tatooine. You guys can see my wonderful open closet right now, but we're going to be painting some orcs. So I have the day off. Hopefully you guys do too. It's going to be a good day. Let's hop in. All right, let's bring that back down. And yes, I know I don't have multiple cameras yet. We can help fix that. Let's see, what do we want to start with today? We need to cover a lot of surface area. So we might start with one of our bigger pens. Oh yeah, that's nice. Nice and smooth. Just get that wet really quick. All right, I think we need to start off with some Black Legion. Oh, you know what? I need to go put this out into the ether that we are live. Let's go to Blue Sky. Let's see if I can type on this. If I could spell YouTube right, there we go. YouTube. We are live on Twitch on YouTube. Is in bio. And I think we need to put a good GIF with this today. There we go. This is the fun part that like people usually don't get to see, is whenever you're streaming, is like you have to let the world know that you're actually live. Because if you're a small streamer like us, which doesn't really like push you to the front all that much, and that's okay. Ooh, fun fact, guys. Oh, we're reposting that right away. Empire at War was released today in 2006, so 19 years ago. Holy cow. Let's move this over there. Sorry, sometimes I gotta check underneath my feet Because the dogs like to be snuggled up right underneath me. All right, what else was I going to do? There we go. That is over there. So we just need to post this on Threads. Only thing I don't like about Threads is, well, you can't really use hashtags. You can use one hashtag. Let me see, Warhammer 40k painting, GIF. Let's go orc. $40K. I like how if I type orc 40k, no 40k orc memes pop up. It's like all Tyranids. It's actually not worried about it too much. Let's put in a photo instead of the thumbnail. Live painting order command on YouTube or Twitch. The link is in bio post. There we go. Why am I getting called? All right, guys, we're going to go be right back really quick. And I'll see ya. Hey, love, what's up? Why is she calling? This cannot be good. Gotcha. I was just about to go live doing some painting. Gotcha. Pick up some fun things. I said pick up some fun things. Gotcha. Sounds good. Have a good time. Will do. Love you. All right, folks, we're back. Had to take the call from wife because normally she doesn't call me when she's out at the barn. So I was like, oh no, something must have gone wrong. Nothing has gone wrong. She's just doing a little bit of driving to and from the tractor store and wanted to call. And she didn't know I was going live this morning, so that does make sense. All right, guys, we need to put some Black Legion down. We're going to have some fun here. We're going to do this on most of the frame of the body here, so we're just going to kind of like go nuts. Oh, I should make sure I can see chat. There we go. There we go. We're going to try to do a really thin but full covering here. Doesn't need to be super strong because this is a nice like contrast paint, so we don't really want to layer it on too thick. I know Citadel paints are a little bit more expensive than some other things, but I really like them. I think for somebody who's not as good of a painter as some of the people you might see who post on Instagram, which I love when they do, I learn a lot from those videos, but for somebody of my skill level, they're super helpful. Man, I'm not gonna lie, guys, orcs are kind of a pain because there's so many like nuts and bolts everywhere that it is kind of exhausting to go through all this. So many edges. Now, one thing I'm going to be doing is I'm not going to edge highlight, but I am going to do some dry brushing later. I don't know if I will get to that today. We will see. Man, so many cracks and crevices. Sorry, I'm doing my best over here, guys, to, I might actually move this camera, because every time I touch, there we go. That's going to be a better highlight view. Peace. Every time I bump my computer, my non-mounted monitor shakes a little bit, so I want to make sure that that is not shaking. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those videos where people literally just dunk their models in paint. And honestly, this is a model I would want to do that with. I have 3 trucks. This is the first one I am putting paint on. And it's pretty intensive, so it's going to be a while. Some of these like bolts that I'm like trying to paint around, it's like no matter like what angle you get them on, there's always going to be a white spot sitting there not getting painted. And that's gonna have to be okay, because it just means we have to be super strong. My dog is like stabbing me in the leg. Oh my goodness. I'm like, why am I getting stabbed in the leg right now? So this little panel right here that I'm painting, that was way too thick of a coat. So now I'm like working on spreading this out, because if it's too thick, it doesn't really, you don't really get the natural highlight effect from the contrast paint. All the music you guys will hear today is from No Copyright Sounds. This one is from Max Biren, and actually was our intro song. Actually, still is our intro song to the podcast. Big shout out. Make sure you guys follow them over on all of the socials. No Copyright Sounds does a lot of good work. I don't know if other painters do this, but I have a bad habit of like not finishing a portion before putting paint on other things. Like this back panel is like where I started, and there's still like detail that needs painted in. And then I'm like, oh, I'll move to this panel, and then this panel, then the ladder, then this panel. And I'm like, that makes no sense. I need to like finish this one piece first and then move on. But that's kind of the bane of a Warhammer painter, is like you're always trying to get something done. If you guys are hopping into chat, make sure you guys say hello. We'd love to hear from you, and let me know what armies you guys are working on, or what's even in your pile of shame. I have a pile of shame. I think most people do. This is also an attempt to decrease my pile of shame. It's a good time. Let's clean that out real quick. My watch is telling me I need to be more active, because normally I'm at work running around. Literally running around, lifting stuff, all that fun stuff. And it's like, hey, what are you doing? Get up and move, you slacker. I'm like, dude, it's a day off. Leave me alone. Okay, we have a little bit on the inside here that needs done. I'm going to bring this back up to live. There we go. I looked up at my monitor screen and it was quite a bit far behind, like 5 minutes behind, which is not helpful when chat is coming up, because I need to be able to see when the chats are coming through right away. Oh man, I regret how I did these, but I needed these to be like ready enough for the board, like actually use them. In the future, I need to make sure that I'm not putting unpainted models on the board. Not that it makes you play better, but you know, it's like, gotta make sure you're following the rules. And I think it's like technically you do get points for a fully painted army, but we don't really play that way because there's always like something going on. Man, okay, it is starting to come together. I'm like really trying to get into those cracks and crevices here, and it's a little difficult. So I'm not trying to like thicken this up too bad. But some of these I'm like, I can barely get my brush into there without just like jamming it in. To be gentle with the orcs. Oh, that is a nub right there. That piece right there, that is a nub that I did not properly trim off, and that's where we're at. Have a nice dry brush around here somewhere. I believe it's a Dawn Stone that I'll be using later to go over all these, but again, that is way far in the future. We're getting some progress here. Some of these panels are starting to finish up, which is good. I'll stand beside you, never let you go. A couple of views over on YouTube as well. Guys, thanks so much. Turn that up just a little bit. Now, if you guys don't know, we're making kind of a spooky boys army. So we're using like a lot of like Halloween colors. You can't see it right now because I moved my stuff around too much. But one of my models that I built, this is a Death Dread proxy. He's got a lot of fun, like flames and spikes and all that fun stuff. Still need to work on my Gaz model. You can see he's got lots of orange, lots of metallics, some metallics claws with some blood on it. But obviously still have a lot of work to go. Still need to put his faceplate in. He needs some edge highlighting. We need to edge Gazgul. Phrasing was intentional there. I hope the homies got the days off today. My normal battle buddies. I'm hoping they got the day off. Oh, let's see if I can even get in here. Yeah, some of this is going to be really tough. This is kind of when I wish I had an airbrush, because that overspray would be really nice about now to get into some of those deeper crevices. That's just school emailing me. All right. Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this yet. I got into a master's program, guys. Master's in cybersecurity, doing some online school. Starts in March. I'm excited, but also not excited to start because I haven't been in school in a hot minute. And this is a curriculum change for me. I did most of my schooling in kinesiology and human physiology, so move to computers is going to be really interesting. Oh my gosh, guys, some of these cracks are going to be the death of me. There's a lot of also like fragile pieces on this. I'm trying to be really careful with how I actually hold the model, because I'm like, I don't want to hold it by its wrecking ball. And really, I'm just trying to like get in here, you know? Nice thing is this is like a pretty wide brush. So like once I can get into the crevice, I can just draw it up and get a decent amount of paint down. But like the small corners and things are proving pretty difficult. Trying to see. Let's take an evaluation here. We've got a decent amount of the spots filled in, but we still need to get the inside of the ladders done, which I have glued in place on this model. I actually have another one over here. This one I based in white, this one I based in gray, and this one flips open. And at first I was like, oh, I don't want these to flip open, that's annoying. I'm just gonna glue these in place, especially since they're like kind of janky. Now I'm realizing I can get into these spots a lot easier from the side instead of going all the way in through the back. So hindsight's 2020. These guys still need to be like glued in, but I want to get them mostly painted first. And remember, I have 3 of these guys. I have 3 trucks that I need painted, a battle wagon that needs built and primed and painted, I think Mazrog, Skradbad, like a bunch of Gretchen, like so many models. If I build another army, I almost want to build an elite army because I don't want to paint that many models. Alright, we're trying to get the back of the truck bed here. This is going swimmingly. Trying to hit this from a lot of different angles. So again, I can finish up. This little porthole back here is going to be hard to get painted. Again, if it was a little bit easier to like paint and then build. I know some people have that down, but I'm like, I am not one of those people, so here we go. This might be one of those streams where this is all I do. Like, cause there's so much detail on this bad boy. And I've got like a whole bucket over on the side of different models. Literally, I'll show you guys. Like, I have an entire bucket of minis that like, you can see all the brown, whites, and different colors, but like, most of these are still primarily based and primed, and that's about it. Alright, trying to get these Widowattas painted. I'm trying not to be too hard on the brush. At the same time, I'm like, I might ruin this brush painting all these trucks. Also, if you guys think there's a better option for paint or paintbrush, which one I should try on these, because again, we're kind of going for that Halloween spooky theme. I originally came up with that, or first of all, I should say, if you guys know anything that's going to help, you guys should let me know. Post that in the comments on the video. But I did that back when I was ignorant of how long it took to paint Warhammer. I did not know. I like to do only little bits at a time. I actually don't need this open today because I'm mostly I'm not detailing yet, so I can actually keep that closed. Sorry, I know my brain is like all over the place. Also, you guys are probably going to notice we did not put out an episode today. Probably should have mentioned that over on some of the socials, but it is a holiday weekend, and Andrew and I just have some stuff going on with family, and that has taken an extra bit of emotional fatigue on us. So we are not posting an episode. However, we will be getting our next 4 episodes ready kind of as a batch. So we're very excited. I totally just lost my train of thought because my own audio distracted me. We're getting some stuff ready for a rewatch for Andor, because that's actually going to be coming out season 2, and we need to make sure that we get that done now so that we stay on track for that. Andor is probably one of the best Star Wars TV shows we have, if not the best TV show we have to date. I don't even know if my brother's awake yet. Sometimes that blows my mind. I wake up at like 4 or 5 every day. When I say 4 or 5, weekdays I wake up at 4, weekends I wake up at 5, because the dog has a hard time adjusting his sleep schedule to the weekends. And I'm like, where is everybody, you know? Okay, what else can we get in here? This little chain hook, we need to get that painted. Going to turn into a faux dry brushing session, because again I got to reach this brush all the way in here to try to get it, which is not great because now I have to like push the paint really far up the bristles, which I'm trying to avoid, and I don't have any good brush cleaner with me today. I like to have a little bit of this, mostly because enough of that will stay right on the bottom edge of the cap, which is super nice. Sorry, checking my inputs really quick. Do. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Ooh, guys, here's the thing, chat. Do we do, let me see, do we have the color out right now? Blood Angels red. Do we paint the tires partially red to make them go faster? Maybe? We'll keep that out. Some Blood Angels red. Actually, let's try that out really quick. What I want to do is get the outside of this painted, A lot of grooves on these tires, so that's going to take a while. This front left tire is going to be our demo tire. Honestly, what we could also do is we could paint each one of these tires a different color. And you guys know we love audience participation, so if you give bits to the stream over on Twitch, I'll let you pick some colors that go onto this. Of course, it has to be from the colors we already have, because we're not crazy rich and I don't have every Citadel paint. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to play with some metallics on these tires, because fun things about Orcs is, like, not only is this, like, supposed to be black rubber, but, like, some of these are supposed to be, like, metal plates they have on the tires, right? So I'm excited to go over those and make those look a little bit more metal. And no, this is not going to be a no metallic metal. I'm not that good of a painter. Oh, that was thick. I'm going to spread that down the tire. Dude, why is that vibrate so strong today? Oh, bummer. One of my battle buddies is at work today. That sucks. That is all right. Hope he's having a great day at work. Bamboozle him, if you're listening, have a great day at work. Shout out Bamboozle Ham. Big supporter of the stream. Great painter. He's got some really cool orcs, Tyranids, and Tau. Come on, let me get my bristles in there. Oh yeah, that's nice. You really got to angle these bristles into the cracks to really get in there. Oh yeah, it's nice. Again, the inside of these tires is going to be almost impossible to paint. But we're going to do our best. Alright, that tire is like almost there. Oof. You guys are wondering, today's music is actually coming from our channel. Again, it's all no copyright music because those people are heroes and deserve our support. The playlist is actually all, like this right now is like all one song, and it's actually set to Warhammer images. So make sure you guys check that out. I actually need to wash this out, so while I'm doing that, throw that in the chat. So that YouTube link from me is the playlist that we are currently listening to. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Oh yeah, look at all that black paint in there. Gotta get that all out. See, it's okay if there's white on the model, as long as it's like surfaces that are flushed together, you know? Like if I can't see the surface and physically can't get to it with a brush, then it kind of just has to be okay. I mean, we're not gonna like win any golden demons over here, but that's all right. All right, so check out that. Not bad. There's just a little bit left that I want to hit over there. Fantastic. All right, I think it's time that we bring some red out. So we've got our Blood Angels red. We're just going to mix that up real quick. Give it a good old shaky poo. Remember, guys, red makes things go faster. All right, and because I'm clumsy, close up the Black Legion for now. Move this over. Alright, let's see how this looks. Blood Angels red's a pretty dark red. So the nice thing is if we want to go over this with like a shinier metallic later, we can. That'll be pretty easy. But it's also going to be pretty forgiving as far as the contrast against the black goes. This one doesn't stay open as much. There we go. All right, we gotta fill out the inside here. Oh, I definitely leaked a little bit of black in there. Little Black Legion's trying to mix with my Blood Angels. So we're going to go in with a naked brush real quick. And just tap that out. Yeah, there we go. Got the last little bit of that black out from the inside. Removing that Black Legion. That's not bad. But you can see there's still some spots on the interior portion of that rim that we need to get out. Not gonna lie, that little bit that mixed in with the black here kind of worked, because it made it look a little grungy, right? We like that. close this up. A little bit of color going in. Let me know, guys, if you guys want us to do the tires in all different rims. Again, it's kind of fun to do. Like, orcs are a pain in the butt to paint, but overall they're fun because there's like not really any rules. Like, they literally are like, hey, we painted this tire because we wanted it to go faster, but we painted this tire purple because we needed it to be quieter. Like, you can kind of just paint however you want. Just a little bit of painting that needs done in these crevices. I do not understand why I cannot get the back side of these. There we go. All right. All right, we took a break to paint one of the tires. We're going back to the back end here. What I'm going to do with this ladder is that there's a really thin coat on the inside where the gridiron is. So I'm going to do another thick coat on the outside, but kind of leave the inside thin because we can add color in there really easily if it's thin. This is going to transfer the hell out of some of these orc boys. I'm going to transport these boys so hard. Alright, this still needs like a general coat, so we can just kind of sweep over that really quick. Again, it's the undersides that they show themselves really easily, but they're hardest to get to, so it's like the most inconvenient. Again, I am jealous of people who have airbrushes. For me, I don't need those notifications. Not gonna lie, guys, I'm really enjoying just being able to go through this, listen to some music. I wish I had more people in chat, but that's alright. That'll change over time. But I was a little hesitant to do this at first because I was like, oh man, I'm not the best painter in the world. What's gonna happen if I'm doing a bad job? And I'm like, honestly, I'm just here to chat with people and give people an opportunity to also join in and paint and, you know, just spend time in the hobby, you know? Oh yeah, these Widow Wadas are coming along real nice. The Widow Wada is an actual meme. I'm not just like trying to be a Gen Z piece of trash. You're Gen Z and you're listening and you're like, I'm not trash. And you're like, and then you hit him with the gwitty. If you say that unseriously, then my point has been made. I'm also not Gen Z, so. Seriously, I meant to say unironically there. It's always great because I can listen to myself in my own ears and it kind of gets played back to me on a 10-second delay. So I'm like, oh, I said the wrong thing there. Cool. Lovely. Also, TikTok can go like screw itself. We got marked and flagged, and they paused our live service for like a week for no apparent reason. They said it was hate speech, which I was super annoyed about because I was like, we didn't say anything, and it was like a minute in. Like, I don't know what keyword I used in the title or whatever that pissed them off, but I appealed it and failed, but they didn't tell me what it was for. And I was like, hey man, we're very welcoming on this stream, so hopefully it's not just somebody like trolling us and be like, I'm gonna report them. But that is also what that reporting tool is for. There's also going to be people who are like, oh well, then no one should be able to report because people are going to abuse it. It's like, nope, you should still be able to report. I will deal with the consequences, but hopefully learn how to, I guess, use better SEOs when I'm marketing on TikTok. I don't know. If you guys don't know what an SEO is, it's a search engine optimization. I kind of use that term loosely to also define as like making sure you're not like putting certain keywords in your stream titles. Like if you were like to play Doom and you're like, let's kill everything, and put the title as let's kill everything, TikTok would probably be like, hey, we're not going to push your stuff out because it's AI and it's just programmed to follow certain keywords, you know? That's why you should put something positive as like, let's love everybody. Because you should love everybody. Everyone is deserving of love and a hug. Be nice to everybody. Oh, the inside of these ladders is going to be a pain in the butt, guys. I know this like just looks like a black blob, but again, we're going to dry brush this so like a lot of the like details and stuff come out. Because right now there's not a lot of detail. It kind of just looks like a black pit, a black hole. But we've got a plan. We're also going to put a lot of metallics and stuff over this, so it's going to look real nice. There's a lot of stabby bits on this thing. Like this model, like I'm kind of stabbing my own fingers here. I should probably clean this out for a second. It's been a minute. Remember, folks, don't drink your paint water, drink your coffee. That's good stuff. Sometimes it blows my mind when I think about channels that do such high quality Warhammer stuff, like 40k in 40 minutes at Play on Tabletop, because I'm like, I'm painting right now and I've got Twitch open. Like, I'd love to get some bits. Like, we're trying to, you know, drive engagement, get some views over on YouTube as well, get some ad revenue, stuff like that. But like sometimes those guys just straight up sit down for 8 to 10 hours at a time and they paint, and then they get paid for it. I'm like, that's wild, and I'm so happy that we have people like that, because they make the best stuff, and they absolutely deserve to be rewarded for their creative effort. If you hear that 40K, 40 minutes, I love you guys. Please don't put me on the show unless you're super nice to me, because I would lose against every single one of you. I still don't think I understand the game well enough to be competitive, but I would love to be. Not only are they brilliant players, but they're also brilliant painters and people as well. It also probably helps that they're Canadian. Canadians are just generally nicer than Americans. Not saying that's true overall, obviously, but I've met a lot of nice Canadians. Oh, I just need to get my bristles in there. I'm sorry, paintbrush, I know I'm bending you. Boy, howdy. This is hard getting in on those little crevices. I have so many spikes and things. I'm like, guys, I love the energy you bring. My lord, you are hard to paint. Oh my gosh, trying to get the interior portion of these ladders is going to be tough. Oh, stretch break. Just going to scoot in a little bit more. Here we go. Now I can have a little bit more support. These mics, Andrew actually got us these mics. So big shout out to like our patrons and stuff that help out with that for the podcast, but we also use it for like live streaming. That was too much paint. I just like dunked that absolute whole brush in paint and got it all the way up to the top of the bristles. So that's cool. What was I saying? The mics are really good, but also if you lean back, like I've got a big distance right now, it really cuts out a lot, which is kind of like a good and a bad thing. But sometimes it does make it a little bit harder to be expressive. What's really fun is that I get to do the editing for our podcast as well. So like if Andrew's talking, I'm sitting right here and all you hear is me just going and just like loud breathing into the mic for like every time I'm not talking, and it drives me nuts. I guess right there that wasn't really a good show and tell because it actually cut out a lot of the breathing. But when there's no music going, you can hear it pretty well. Especially since it's mixed to be a very, very volume heavy on the microphones. And we use a different software for that. Like right now I'm going through OBS. I've got noise gates and stuff put in there for that reason exactly. But we use Riverside for our podcasting. Oh yeah, we're getting some paint on, boys. Oh, the Lady Orcs better watch out. This is going to be the hottest truck on the market. You know what they say about an orc with a big truck, right? Also, just so you guys know, we are working on getting some more designs up on our Etsy page. It's going to be a minute because we just got a bunch of other designs done. But we do have a few stickers on sale right now. I believe our Narseal sticker of the Shatter design. It's like a 3-inch die cut design. It's pretty like low profile, which is fun. But that's like 30% off right now, so make sure you guys take advantage of that. That's only during this week. Sale ends on Friday, so you have all the way until the end of Friday to take advantage of that. Okay, if I'm brushing towards me, I can get quite a bit of stuff done. I'm still struggling to get some of these like deeper corners as I just like bumped my own mic. Sorry, guys. Now I'm trying to like stipple in some of these details. But I don't like stippling because it kind of ruins the brushes, but also I'm like, brushes are meant to be used, not babied, so, you know. Seriously, this thing looks like a tale of two stories. It's like, not a lot going on. Fun thing is I started painting the inside of this wheel for some reason. I think it could be fun to do a reverse design on this, so do black on the interior and red on the exterior. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. Because I can only do black shading for so long before I want to do some detail work. Or not shading, just like bulk painting, you know? Base painting. So yeah, we gotta get into those bolt holes. Putting on a base layer. One of my other battle buddies is off work today, so that is good. Alright, I'm going to try to do the inside of this wheel rim without going too much on top. It feels like I'm defusing a bomb. Like, this is so hard. You have to be super careful. And of course, the interior of that rim is lacking. Okay, that's actually looking pretty good. So again, we're going to close up our Black Legion. That's pretty dry, so that's good. Reshake the red. One of my worst nightmares is like not capping this and starting to shake it and just like covering everything in black paint. That would be... Should move this. There we go. So wait, this is like what's playing everything into my ears right now. But it also shows me my notifications, so that way I can actually see what's going on. Excuse me, almost burped right into the microphone there. All right, we're doing the inverted wheel. Dude, they nailed this. This looks exactly like blood. Pretty good so far. There's like a really thin recess all the way around the edge of the tire. So not only am I trying to like rim this, phrasing intended, is I also have to like get down into I have to get into that little thing. Let's clean this out. Again, we want to try to not separate those bristles too much. Yeah, much better. So you can see that's all still together. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Yeah, there's definitely some paint all the way up there because it started to split. Even a few stipples in. I wish this was a little bit better balanced. I'm like, I could almost set this on its back end and get it to stand. Well, I should definitely come in from the other side and fill that in. There's definitely some red I can put it on that front tire too. We'll come back to that. Crazy, I forgot that there was two sides to these tires. So many cracks and crevices, guys. So many. Definitely got a little bit of Black Legion on the outside of that. That's okay. This is going to look good with a wash over top of it at the end if I decide to do Nuln Oil. But I'm out of Nuln Oil right now because I spilled mine. I feel like that was like almost a rite of passage for me. I wasn't even mad because I was like, oh man, I feel like everyone does that every once in a while. Every painter has to do that eventually. Oh, there we go. Where am I? Where am I at? Man, it is hard getting those into those crevices. Crevasses if you're nasty. Do you know what would be really funny, guys? Object source lighting on the bottom of this and make it look neon. I don't know how to do that, but that would look really cool. Okay, there's just a little bit of red that needs to go in here. Just needs to be a thin coat, and it needs to be enough where I can't obviously see the white poking through. The underside of this is a little bit more forgiving because there's not, or unforgiving, excuse me, because there's just not as much I can do. Not as much as I can hide. I gotta get like the interior portions here. Some of it's stippling, some of it's brushing, but it's also just hard to get to. That's not bad. What do you guys think? We have red with black interior. Hey, Comber with the 69 bits. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Just over here doing some painting. Hope you're feeling a little bit better today. Oh, we've got a lot of red in here. Let's try to get this out. Again, I think object source lighting on the bottom of this would be really cool. We've got the black exterior, red interior. In the reverse, red exterior, black interior. But again, we can't put too much red on it because red isn't really our color. Still a little bit of red coming off of this. Yeah, like the tiniest amount. And this is why dry brushing works, folks, is because you just have that little bit of paint on the inside, and if you're patient enough, you can hit all those ridges. Even on a paper towel, I can hit a lot of those. I say a little bit of paint, and I'm like, there's a lot of bit of paint. Oof. How long have we been streaming so far? We've been streaming for an hour and 18 minutes. Wow, that's impressive. I was like, I don't even know how long I've been here. It's all right. Okay. Do I start working on some metallics? Like, right, there's, like, the bed of this is mostly done. Yeah, I still need to put some black on. I need to finish that before we go through. Again, Palmbrew, thank you for the 69 bits. As our first bits contributor of the stream, let us know if there's any colors you would like us to put on here or incorporate in here. I've got a metallic set of pretty much lots of different things. So shoot a general color out there and I'll show you what your options are and we can start incorporating that in. Also, you can find us on YouTube as well. Help us get that watch time. All right, we're gonna set back in. So we need to like make sure we're finishing the interior of this ladder right here. This is kind of hard to see. But once we get this up, I mean, you guys can really see, like once you tip it this way and you're like, oh, that's a lot of white poking through. I'm liking the base coating so far. Plenty of room for flavor, right? So just a black base coat. We're gonna do a dry brush, a gray dry brush over top, especially a lot of this. And then a lot of the metallics are gonna get painted last because those are pretty strong and they'll work well over the black. But I need to make sure that I have all this covered first, because Lord help me. Calm Brew, out of anybody, has probably seen these guys on the field the most unpainted, so it's going to be cool when I actually get to play you next and have some models that are actually like fully painted up. Sometimes I'll like miss things, like this little like bit right here. I'm like, how did I miss that? It was out in the open. I just paint and then sometimes I'm just like, loot-de-doo. Throwing paint everywhere. Eventually it'll all get covered. Let's see if we can get in there. Some side pieces here. Sorry, I'm gonna try to keep this in camera for you guys, but again, really what I'm trying to do is get the last little bits that I can only reach from like one side. Oh, and some of these I'm like, I actually don't know if I can reach some of this with a brush. Which is why I shouldn't have glued these shut, because these open up and they're way easier to get to when they can move, because you can articulate them around. There's just these little pieces right in here that are just like hard to get to, but we're getting there. We're getting there, guys. I'm already finding myself like, I started back here and I'm just like slowly working my way to the front, and I'm like, wait, nope. Finish a part before you move on, Nathan. Finish a part before you move on. Let's see if I can get in here. That was pretty effective. Some of these areas I'm just like kind of getting the brush in and spinning it. And I'm like, it'll get what it gets. Right? But I'm like, I can only get so much. Like every time I paint one of these details, I'm like, I know I'm technically getting closer to getting full coverage, but it's like every time I see something that needs painted, I see 7 other things that also need painted. Dogs are just chilling on the side. I was actually planning on doing this stream a little bit later today, but kind of worked out because it's raining here today. So, staying inside, staying cozy, painting. And then when we finish this stream, hopefully the rain will have stopped. And we can go outside and have a little bit of fun. Oh, it's those blasted crevices. I need to get just a little bit more paint into the trusses. Pieces that actually like function to connect this all together. Literally just gonna stick this in there and wiggle. That's what she said. Ha! Oh, there's like a tiny little bit in here. Alright, this is almost done on the back. I need to get the interior portion of this ladder between the ladder and the big truss here. More paint. There we go. Seriously, every time I rotate this model, I'm like, oh, look, more spikes that I haven't painted. Alright, this is looking way better than when I started. About to spray paint this other one. Let's make sure our brush stays nice and healthy. All right, we've got our dry brush. This is Dawnstone. Here's what we need to do. Pull out our palette. Close that up. what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a tiny bit of that, smoosh that around. There we go. I've got these little applicator tools that are really nice for basing. I find that they're very useful in a lot of different applications. Right, do we have a good dry brushing brush? No. Let me go see if I have one of those over on the other side really quick. Right, just gonna get this a little bit wet. I have another one of these brushes that's a little bit older, has like kind of a stiffer brush. You need a little bit more than that. Go. All right, this is actually working pretty well. This is doing what I want. Oh, it looks really nice on the gridiron. I can be so much more aggressive with this. That was too much. Had a glob of paint there. Oh yeah, that was way too much. Mistakes. even just that little bit is making all the difference. Because it edge highlights everything, really brings everything out. And like I'm going to town on this right now. Like I am not being gentle. Dude, this music is a bop. Thank you, Conbrew. No copyright. It is a playlist that's on our channel. So I'm kind of double dipping on the watch time today. Because we're trying to get those watch hours on YouTube, you know. Oh, my hand. Yeah, you definitely don't need a lot when you're doing this. That's okay. That was weird. My phone decided it thought I was talking to it, and I'm like, oh no, not you. She who listens is trying to interrupt. Alright, still a little bit too much paint. Yeah, on that backside, that's where it was. Sorry, I'm like doing this like super close to me, and I'm like, oh, you guys probably can't even see that. My bad. I used to think dry brushing was stupid. And I'm like, oh, that's not actually going to do much. But even that tiny amount of paint that it leaves behind is so helpful. Let's see if I can do this successfully on the tires. Okay, that's not bad. This one's gonna be way better. Calm Brew, what are you up to today? Fighting, Battlefield, Satisfactory, Space Marine, what are you doing? Maybe some StarCraft? Oh, this already looks better. Alright, putting some of that dry brush on the red over here. Again, just adds a little bit to the edges. Just finished a Space Marine 2 mission. Ah, yes, for the Emperor, brother. Boy, that Emperor's a sogging git, isn't he? How much is on there still? Way too much. Finally have one class almost topped out, 5 left. LOL. Oh no. Right? I know that's one of the things where I'm like, I need to do that as well too, but I usually choose games we play together. The only times I get to play by myself, I'm usually still trying to finish out Fallout, which is not like a game that transfers skills very well. Or I'm playing something that we're all playing together, so it's like I haven't actually played Space Marine 2 in a long time. Can't wait for there to be Horde mode on Space Marine 2. Oh. Oh boy. Oh, my hands. Guys, so this is what we've gotten done so far. We've finished up the base paint on the back. We've dry brushed it all, which is going to be, again, hard to see, but I feel like you can tell that there's more detail there, like it automatically pops a little bit more because now the edges are actually visible. And we've gotten 2 out of the 6 tires, so that's going to be fun. Also, I was a big dumb for a long time and thought the Thunderhammer would be like this massive single target damage weapon. Nope, it's a Horde clear. Works so much better for unintended targets. Ah, gotcha. Right? Actually, I wouldn't have known that myself. Here's the question. Do we want to add some metallics to this, or do we want to keep doing the base? Because this is like the main metal portion. This is where most of the chassis is. So like, for example, all of this is going to be blacked out because it's the bottom of the model. It doesn't need to be super intense. So we'll black it out, then dry brush it as well. Where are we going to put the highlights though? Highlights, I mean, like, where are we going to put like some metallics? Obviously the engine block. I would think add all the details you want to the blacks, then add odd color metallics to the other random panels. Ooh, okay. Yeah, there's definitely a few pieces on here that I want to add detail to. One thing I have been using in here is my Fire Dragon Bright, which is a layer paint. Takes forever to use, but it's a really nice bright orange. And again, this is a Halloween build, so we're going to need to actually add that in. And again, we're still focusing on Halloween because that's been the theme of this army the whole time, so we've got to make sure that's there. Hey, some folks over on Threads finally reposting some of our stuff. That's awesome. Not finally, that sounds very entitled. But we've been live for almost 2 hours now, so that's cool. Some people also go through and they just like, I see now that this person is just batch liking all of our stuff, which I'm like, no, not about. Hopefully they're in chat though. Still nobody in YouTube chat. That's a little bit of a bummer, but that's okay. All right, there's just a few details on here that I'm going to try to do. And these are always super hard to do. Oh, layer paints are always the worst because they take forever to use. And you have to do multiple layers of them because they're very thin. But we have this little arrow on the back that we're doing. You can kind of see that stick out a little bit now, right? Let's see, is there anything over here we want to panel? Yes. I've got these 3 vertical spikes on here that I want to put some orange on. Must be very careful. All right, 3 spikes. You guys can kind of see those right behind the wrecking ball there. There's definitely some other parts that we're going to have orange as well. We'll just see how many of those we get to today. There's another piece on the back here that I want to try to get. Oof, scared me. Some people have the steadiest hands, guys. I do not. Putting a second layer on that first arrow. So now you can see we've got 2 pieces back here, the little emblems, the lightning bolt and the arrow. I've also got a rogue strand here. This is a relatively new brush. I'm kind of surprised there's like 1 strand already sticking out, right? It's a couple of strands. See if I can't snip those real quick. There we go. At least got them shorter so that way they're not getting dipped into the paint. Excellent. Looks a little bit smoother every layer. Weird, it's almost like that's how it's supposed to work. All right, let's do one more layer on each. There we go, making sure I get all the way out to the tips here. Alright, that's turned out pretty well. Like those details. Nice. Alright, 3 different highlights in there. 3 different details. Digging that. Put this one off on the side right now. Okay. We need some metallics. One of my favorites is Evil Chrome. Sorry, one of my favorites is Evil Chrome by Warpainter. That's really bright. Turn that off real quick. There we go. Gotta shake this up. I have little steel balls in all of these, by the way. Only need a little bit. Seriously, one of these goes a long way. All right. Oh, I did not do a good job of cleaning that out. Wow. Rookie mistake. That sucks. That means there's a bunch of paint probably stuck at the bottom of this. Alright, so we have a few different pieces in here that are kind of like the generalized orc spikes that they put on everything. I'm going to thin this out just a little bit. All right, we're just going to hit pretty much the front and back of all of these. Again, these are a super thin coat, so we might have to go over some of these again. Oh yeah, already looking better with the metallics. You can really see those like spikes start to pop. Gonna make it pop! Oh yeah, it's nice. Alright, hardest part of this is going to be getting some of the fronts of these. Man, some of these corners are hard to paint. Not bad though, not bad. Alright, alright. That's looking fine for the metallics right now. Wash that off. Alright, just a moment here. I'll try to close this. Not following my own rules. Oh. Just popped my hip. That felt good. All right. So that, I'm going to say, is probably as good as it's going to go. Now, question is what do we want to do with the rest of these wheels? I think we should just keep going with the black, kind of do that all the way through, maybe just finish up with that color. Get the engines all done up. Some of these smooth panels are going to look a little streaky. I was like, how do I want to describe these without using a swear? See how far back I can get this. Pretty far back. Paint around this guy as much as I can. That's going to be real difficult. Getting all the way around these pipes is pretty laborsome. Doing okay though. Moving on to the chassis. Gonna And I don't need to spend a ton of time on this because this is again going to be the bottom side of the model. Most models, you'd be putting a base under this, so you wouldn't have to even worry about it that much. Trying to leave the fewest number of gaps as I go as possible. Another Twitch alert going off. I have so many people set up on alerts, and most of them stream while I'm at work. And I'm like, guys, I can't see you all, unfortunately. Keep running into the gunner. Again, there's some recesses in here that are going to be really hard to fill. So here we go. We're going in deep. Well, that actually worked out better than I thought it would. Taking into consideration perspective is tough when you're painting, because you'll like paint everything from a certain point of view, like the way I'm looking at it right now. And then you'll flip it around and it'll be like completely bare on the other side. You're like, oh, damn it. Good thing there's not a percentage meter being told to me while I'm painting this, because I would get to like 90% and then be like, oh, this is awful. Does anybody pour paint out of their paint pots, like when they're using Citadel. I'd be curious to know. Morning, just woke up. Andrew A over on YouTube. He's alive, folks. It's 11:30, brother. Good to see you, but I am going to chastise you a little bit for sleeping in so much. I thought you were dead. He's alive! Good to see you, brother. Seriously. Glad you got that sleep in time. I'm very jealous, and that's why I chastise. Not because I think you did anything wrong, but because I also wanted to sleep in until 11. Or maybe like 9. I don't think I could sleep until 11. Not if I tried, but also I think I would be mad at myself if I slept in that long. I was basically dead, stayed up late, but still slept 11 hours. Nice. What is staying up late for you? Because staying up late for me is like anything past 10. Oh, this brush. Sorry, brushy. Midnight, LOL. Nice. Were you cleansing the battlefield with cold brew? Indeed. Ah, excellent. I just don't have that nocturnal endurance that you guys do. There is like no paint. There we go. Alright, again, I don't know if this is a cardinal sin or not, but I'm just gonna dump some of this out so I don't have to keep fishing in the pot for it. In my own brain, I definitely was thinking, oh, I wonder if we'll reach the 2-hour mark. And we're like 17 minutes past already. And I'm like, oh, wow. That is one thing that always gets me about painting, is that the day will fly away. Please call me. I don't know who that is, so they can go to voicemail. And if it's important, I will call them back. Hopefully that wasn't school. But again, if it was school, they can leave me a message. Was it school? Did I tell them I was going to call them? Shoot, I might have. No worries, man. Just get all those crevices and you can repaint the outer stuff later, right? Wonder if that was my financial aid call. I might need to hop off stream, guys. Alright, that might be, I think I do need to take that call, so I need to call them back really quick. It also means I need to hop off stream and clean up a little bit. Guys, thank you for hanging out with us today. Comber, thank you for the 69 bits. I'm actually hoping we can do this a little bit more often, because this is chill and really easy to set up, because most of my media is digital, and on this, most of it's analog, so pretty easy. Alright guys, I will see you guys in the next one.